Thank you for tuning in to the Roma Systems scheduling and monitoring demonstration here. So obviously you've logged in, you've seen the previous video of how to add staff and clients. This will give you an idea of how to create schedules. So you can see something like this on your dashboard and manage those schedules. So obviously go straight to scheduling. Manage your schedules. You've got a list here already, but I'll show you how to add one. So if we add a schedule, select the relevant clients. So if we go with Clara's house, pick the relevant staff member that you want to add, and if you say Rachel, how many staff are required? Just the one for today. What job type does she need to be? So we'll just say cleaner level 1. Enable automatic scheduling. So this is a bit of explanation here. So when we enable automatic scheduling, what that does is generally sticks to your plan. So Rachel will be the cleaner that goes here. However, if Rachel is off sick or on holiday or leaves the business, you then have to put a new staff member in. If you were to tick enable automatic scheduling and any of those things were to happen to Rachel, then the system would look for the best possible fit. So it would look for the job type. So in the system, is the cleaner that we're picking the relevant job type for this job? Cleaner level 1. Let's say yes, it is. Qualifications. You can select multiple qualifications. Obviously, you add them. It's entirely up to you what you put in the system. You don't have to have any, but it might be handy if you do. So, do they have a relevant DBS check? Yes or no? So, moving on, we've got pay rate. So we select the pay rate we want to pay them and the charge rate that we want to charge them and the work type that they're going to complete if they are going to complete one. So, if we tick this button and Rachel goes off sick, the system will automatically look for somebody else to fill the role. They will need to be cleaner level 1. They will need to have a valid DBS check monitored in the system. And this is the pay they'll get, and this is the charge that we'll give to the client. What it'll also look for is distance. So if there are multiple staff that fill these criteria, then the system will look for the closest possible person using the address that we've entered in the system and obviously the address of the site. Adding the shift information. Right, so if we put this from tomorrow, for example, what is the start time that they want on site? So if we say 6 until 4, that's a bit of a long shift, 6 until 2. So the shift will now be created for 6 until 2. The system will also check, when it enables automatic scheduling, if Rachel's availability or if any cleaner's availability fits within this time, which most should do. You can add an end date. So I would do this for every new contract you have. So if the contract's a 3-year contract, a 12-month contract, set the schedule in line with that, because the dashboard at the front of the system will flag this up to you when they're due to end, sort of 90 days before. So you know you can manage those sorts of things. And if you've got to let staff go or renew the contract, you can start that from then. Gives you a good idea. So we can set this one for 12 months from now, for example. Regularity. So how often does this shift occur? So is it a one-off? Does it happen on the 1st of the month, every month, regardless of what date it is? Does it happen every 3 days, regardless of what day it is? Is it a weekly type shift? So weekly on a Monday, Wednesday and Friday? Possibly. We can even set it a fortnightly. And it's the same sort of tick criteria. So then we can add the tasks. So with the tasks, you add them in reverse order. So task 3, task 2. So you can put in whatever you want. These are all free text and you can add as much or as little detail as you want. There's no limit on the number of characters. Then we've got some criteria that need to be fulfilled at the end or the start of every shift. So requires signature on check-in. So the way the smartphone application works is it uses GPS to manage the site and the location of the staff, as I've shown in the previous video. Requires signature on check-in means that when the staff member checks in on site, they need to be near a manager so they can sign that off. A bit drastic, the GPS should do that for you, but that functionality is there. Require images on checkout. So when they check out at the end of this shift, they're required to attach or take pictures of the site as they leave it. Handy for anybody who's going to be cleaning a highly soiled area generally. Require signature on checkout. So if your clients are quite hands-on and want to be able to sign work off, then they just find them with their smartphone, allow them to sign, and that'll add into the system as well. Moving from there, we go to alerts. So alerts are important for a number of reasons. They help you improve health and safety, your duty of care to your staff. Also, it helps you to be a little bit more proactive rather than completely reactive in terms of if staff are late arriving, if they're late leaving site, if they wander off site, and those sorts of things. So there are 3 types of alerts we have. Late starting, so you can set the threshold for that for say 10 minutes. So if a staff member isn't starting the shift within 10 minutes of the start time set here, then you will get an email, a text, or it'll flash up on the dashboard up in the corner there. If they don't leave site within 10 minutes, you'll get an alert for that as well. So they might have fallen or had an injury or just forgotten to log out, but that'll flag up to you as well in the same way. So email, text, or in the dashboard up here. We've also got an off-site alert. So off-site means that they've checked in and they're within the radius of the building that you set. And should they go off-site for 10 minutes, so what the system basically does is it says, right, you are on site, and it'll check 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 50 minutes, whatever you require, and it'll just ping the application to go, are you still there? Are you still there? If it pings and the GPS is off-site, it'll then wait another 10-15 minutes and check again. And then you will receive an alert to say that this person is no longer on site. So whether they've gone to get stock or just forgot to log out, that'll flag up to you. And again, it'll allow you to be a little bit more proactive than reactive in terms of managing that process. But we save that then. And that's that schedule created. You run the scheduler, the system will move around the relevant cleaners, tally up the mileage and whatnot, and allow you to carry on from there. You've got a number of views. So you've got a list view, so it shows you everything you want. So we can view a week. We can view one cleaner. We can view one site and all the cleaners that go there for that week. And you can see it was all unattended, but it would say completed or in progress or due or missed, unattended. And you can open these up and see what's going on. So you can see a full breakdown of what's what. So, and you can add notes there as well. So for example, oh, this shift didn't happen because blah, blah, blah. You can put the number of completed hours there. You can say why the tasks were missed. You can cancel the job, or you can archive the job as well. So it isn't happening anymore, let's archive it. And you can do that from there. You've got a calendar view. Again, this is filterable, so you can filter by the site, and you can filter by the staff. And away you go. Oh, on the list view as well, you can also email the rotas out. So to any staff who haven't got smartphones and need help giving them the rota, you can email them, or you can download them and hand them to them and print them off and go from there. Once the staff are scheduled in and they're using the system, then we've got a number of different things we can use. So you've got notifications. So these are alerts that happen. Let's go back to find some, turn them all off. And here we'll see what alerts have happened. So somebody's been late, 20 minutes late, they haven't been on site, they've left site, all those things. And we can action them accordingly then. We've got tasks. And you can see that Johnny Bravo is due to complete these tasks on these dates. Let's go to today, because I know there's some. There we go. So you can see these are completed by Johnny, so he's done them already, but everyone else is incomplete. So you can see those things and go from there. Requests. So in terms of requests, these are sent by the client via the client portal. They can be requests for additional work, for reviews or meetings, but they do that there. From the monitoring side, this is probably a quite powerful screen for you. So you've got a map view, so you can see here where all your sites are there in the system. You can select a relevant staff member, and you can see where they've logged in and when. So if we view on the map the last login, which was me just now, you can see I'm on site there. And obviously the GPS coordinates are relevant. You see this one here is marked as M, which means it was manually done. So this will happen if somebody's phone dies, or they haven't got a landline on site, or there's just an issue. So they could ring the office and say, oh, can you check me out? I've dropped my phone and smashed it, and I can only ring out for whatever reason. So then you just press manually log, find the site that they're logging out from, put the relevant time in and make sure the date's correct, and then log them out. And that'll log them out, but it'll also show you a manual. So if a staff member's doing that multiple times a month, you know that something's going on there, but you can report on that as well. But ultimately, this is where you can see who, what, when, and where, and make sure that your staff are logging in on site as they need to. You can see the list view then, so you can see the logins. So this one's green because it was scheduled and it was in the right area. This one's red because it was logged out early. So you can see that what issues will be, they'll show up red. You can have red for, also if they log out on the landline, it'll log out red because we can't say for definite that that's the site, although all the criteria match up. If they logged out manually, it'll show up red. And if they log out early or very late, they'll show up red. In terms of the logins, if they're red, they could be logging in from a withheld number and using the client ID, or they could be unscheduled. I'll show you the client ID now. So if we go to clients, say for example, somebody hasn't got a smartphone and they are trying to log in on the landline, but when they dial out, it's a withheld number or an unrecognized number. The system generates an ID. You need to give them that ID. And basically, the login line will say, you're calling from an unknown number. Please enter the client ID. That's the number they enter, and that'll recognize the site then and match everything up accordingly. And again, you'll be able to see that in here. You can view images of any pictures that were taken from that previous instance there, where you can add signatures and images and things to the end of your shift. And then you've got the reports then, where you can generate the invoice, see missed tasks, absences, manual logins, and that sort of thing. So the reporting comes in handy there. But ultimately, you're going to get all this information in real time. It's going to allow you to manage your business more fluidly, be more proactive rather than reactive. And obviously, you can use this time and attendance data to generate invoices to help run payroll and make sure staff are getting the money they've earned or they deserve. And just streamline that part of your business really, instead of checking paper timesheets. Going back to this front dashboard here, as things go on, these will change to due or in progress or completed. You can see tasks as they're completed there as well. And as I said, with the contracts coming up to an end, you'll see that this one's due to expire. So it's time to look into that to get those changed and sorted. And again, with job requests as well, if a client makes a request for a portal, that comes back here, so you can action those things and resolve those things, provided you have access to the system in that way. Yeah, pretty simple. I will show you how the mobile app works also after this.